A woman will almost never walk up to you and say, "I've decided I like you. Do something before I change my mind." That's simply not how attraction usually works. What actually happens is far more subtle. Many women communicate interest through body language rather than words, and most men completely miss it. Attraction is often expressed through a silent language that has existed long before modern dating advice ever appeared. Here's the reality. If you miss these signals, she usually won't keep repeating them forever. She'll simply shift her attention towards someone who notices and responds. Men who understand this nonverbal language rarely spend their time wondering whether a woman is interested. They recognize the signs and react with confidence. In fact, research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior suggests that women often display multiple signs of attraction before a man notices even one. By the time you're asking yourself whether she likes you, she may have been communicating interest for quite a while. And surprisingly, some of the strongest clues don't come from her eyes or her smile. They come from her hands. Unlike facial expressions, which people can consciously control, hand movements tend to reveal genuine emotions. They often reflect what a person is feeling beneath the surface. Today, we'll look at 8 hand-related signals that may indicate attraction. The first signal is touching her hair. Almost every man notices this, but few understand the important detail. A woman who is merely fixing her hair will usually do it quickly. A woman who is attracted may let her hand linger, allowing it to move slowly from her hair down toward her neck or collarbone. This matters because the neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. When someone repeatedly exposes that area around you, it can suggest comfort, trust, and heightened attention. The second signal is touching nearby objects. If she slowly runs her fingers around a glass, coffee cup, menu, or another object while talking to you, it may indicate nervous energy or emotional engagement. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as displacement behavior. Instead of directing physical energy toward you, she unconsciously transfers it to an object nearby. Most men ignore this completely. The third signal is when she begins touching you directly. A light touch on your arm while laughing, a brief tap on your shoulder, or any repeated physical contact is rarely meaningless. These touches often serve as a test. She's paying attention to your reaction. Do you move closer? Do you pull away? Do you seem comfortable? Your response tells her a lot. The fourth signal is open palms. When a woman frequently gestures with open hands or shows the inside of her palms while speaking, it often reflects openness and trust. Closed-off body language usually signals the opposite. Open palms have long been associated with honesty, comfort, and emotional receptiveness. The fifth signal is finding reasons to touch your hands. Maybe she compares hand sizes. Maybe she jokingly reads your palm. Maybe her fingers linger for a moment when passing you something. Hand-to-hand contact is surprisingly personal because our hands contain a high concentration of nerve endings. Many men ruin these moments by instantly pulling away. Sometimes the best response is simply to stay relaxed and comfortable. The sixth signal is exposing her wrists. The inner wrist is a vulnerable area of the body. When a woman repeatedly exposes it toward you, whether by adjusting jewelry, resting her chin on her hand, or positioning her wrist in your direction, it can indicate a level of trust and comfort. It's a subtle signal, but one that body language experts have observed for decades. The seventh signal is mirroring. If you lightly touch her arm and later she does something similar, pay attention. If you move closer and she naturally moves closer too, that's often a positive sign. Mirroring is one of the strongest indicators of connection because it shows that two people are unconsciously syncing with each other. And finally, the eighth signal, the strongest of them all. Sustained physical contact. A brief touch can happen accidentally. A touch that stays in place is different. If she leaves her hand on your arm, shoulder, back, or knee longer than necessary, she has moved beyond subtle hints. She's showing a high level of comfort and intentionally maintaining physical connection. But here's the most important lesson of all. These signals don't last forever. A woman won't continue expressing interest indefinitely if she receives no response. She may send one signal, then another, then a third. If nothing comes back, she often withdraws and closes herself off. You've probably seen it happen. She becomes quieter. Her body turns away. She checks her phone more often. The energy fades. Not because attraction disappeared instantly, but because she concluded that her interest wasn't being received. So pay attention. Notice the hair touches, the open palms, the light contact, the exposed wrists, the mirrored movements, and the lingering touches. No single signal guarantees attraction on its own. But when several of them appear together, they can tell you far more than words ever will. The men who succeed aren't necessarily better looking or more charming. They're simply present enough to notice what's already being communicated. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comments. Which of these signals have you noticed most often in real life? And don't forget to subscribe for more content on psychology, attraction, and human behavior.